Welcome. So we are going to go through this example here. It says if sine of theta is equal to 3 on 5 and theta is between pi on 2 and 3 pi on 2, find cos of theta and tan of theta. Now, the most important thing you need to do first is identify that this is a question that requires the Pythagorean identity. It isn't just going to say, use the Pythagorean identity. You need to realize that you're trying to find cos and tan, and you've been given sine of theta as being equal to this. So based on this information, you know that you need to use the Pythagorean identity. So let's now write down what the Pythagorean identity is. It is sine squared plus cos squared is equal to 1. Just a bit of a side note, don't write this down, but some people get thrown by where these squares are written. It really doesn't matter where they're written. I could have also written it like this. So don't write this down. So you need to know that this is the same thing. It doesn't make a difference. It's just that by convention, the square is put there. All right, so let's get rid of that and let's continue to work. All right, we know that sine of theta is equal to 3 on 5. So I'm going to put 3 on 5 here and I'm going to square it. I don't know what cos of theta is. I know that this is going to be 9 on 25. Oh, they're very ugly numbers. Let's see if I can do that a bit nicer. Cos squared theta is equal to 1. Now, remember, the question is asking me to find what cos is. So let's now rearrange this so that cos is the subject. So cos squared of theta is equal to 1 minus 9 on 25. Cos squared of theta will be, if I make this have a common denominator, that will help with the subtraction, but some of us might be able to do the subtraction without doing that step there. You might be able to go straight to, this is 16 on 25. Now remember, you're trying to find what cos of theta is, not the square of it. So to get rid of that square, you're going to square root. So we're going to square root both sides here, and here comes the important part. This is going to be cos of theta is equal to plus or minus 4 on 5. So you have to remember it's plus and or minus. Plus or minus 4 on 5. But here's the important thing. Your answer isn't going to be plus or minus. You have to figure out whether it's going to be positive or negative. So let me repeat that. Your answer is not going to be plus or minus. You need to figure out whether or not it's going to be the plus or the minus. So to determine the sign by considering the domain. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to consider the domain and figure out whether or not I'm going to be plus or minus.